Will the House please come to order?
Anna Grace was.
The devotional today will be led by Representative Emily Krasnow of South Burlington.
Good morning. I'm proud to stand here with you, my colleagues, my co-workers in the House on this International Workers' Day. Today is a moment for recognition of the people who keep our communities running every single day, often without fanfare and too often without the thanks they deserve. Let us think of those who show up to jobs that carry real risk, who put their safety on the line so others can live, move, and thrive. Let us think of those balancing more than one shift, working for a paycheck while also caring for children, supporting family members, and holding their households together in ways that often go unseen. Let us think of those who walk into workplaces where they are not always treated with dignity or fairness they deserve. And let us think of those who rise early, stay late, and work through the exhaustion, doing whatever it takes to put food on the table and build a better future for the people they love. These are our neighbors, our constituents, the people who trust us to do this work with care and purpose. Solidarity forever.
Members, it is our custom on Fridays to honor members of the House who have recently passed away. Please rise as we remember a former House member who passed away in April. Representative Almond Woodward of Fairfax was born in 1932, served in the House from 1981 to 1990, and passed away on April 11th, 2026. Please join me in a moment of silence in memory of Representative Woodward. We have a bill on the notice calendar that requires referral to a money committee pursuant to House Rule 35A. Senate Bill 325 is an act relating to regional planning and Act 250 tier jurisdiction. Carrying an appropriation, the bill is referred to the Committee on Appropriations. Members, we received requests to read two House concurrent resolutions that the House and Senate adopted pursuant to the consent calendar. The first is HCR 269, which is a House concurrent resolution congratulating Brody Allen of Reading on completing the NRA Marksmanship Qualification Program and earning the Distinguished Small Bore Rifleman Award. Please listen to the reading of the resolution.
Whereas annually, starting December and continuing into April, the Precision Valley Fish and Game Association, PVFGA, in Perkinsville conducts training sessions under the auspices of the National Rifle Association, NRA, Marksmanship Qualification Program, in which participants can achieve marksmanship proficiency awards. And whereas the recognition levels start with pro marksman and advance upwards to marksman, marksman first class, sharpshooter, expert, and ultimately the most advanced designation, distinguished expert. And whereas, as the enrollee proceeds up the ranks, the accuracy and sophistication required becomes increasingly rigorous, with only prone shooting and a lower threshold score required for the pro marksman, and marksman first class designations. And whereas to qualify for the distinguished expert designation, the by now highly competent marksman has typically earned all the prior designations and must successfully complete 2 shooting regimens, one entailing prone and sitting shooting, scoring a minimum of 18 points, and a second kneeling and offhand shooting, aiming at a 5 bullseye target, directing 2 shots at each of the 5 bulls, and tallying a minimum of 16 points. And whereas Brody Allen of Reading began this challenge this challenging NRA program in 2018. And on April 4th, 2026, at the monthly meeting of the PVFGA, this accomplished young man of only 17 years of age was awarded the coveted Distinguished Expert designation, honoring him for his completion of this challenging marksmanship program. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives that the General Assembly congratulates Brody Allen of Reading on completing the NRA Marksmanship Qualification Program and earning the Distinguished Small Bore Rifleman Award. And be it further resolved that the Secretary of State be directed to send a copy of this resolution to Brody Allen and PVFGA.
Next is HCR 270, which is a House concurrent resolution congratulating the 2026 Stowe High School Division II Championship Boys Nordic Ski Team. Please listen to the reading of the resolution.
Whereas 3 words, Stowe High School, are the best description of the 2026 Vermont Principals Association Boys Nordic Skiing Championship Tournament, conducted this past winter over 2 days at the Reichert Outdoor Center in Ripton for the freestyle or skate competition, and concluding with a day of classic racing at the Craftsbury Outdoor Center. And whereas although the skiers competed for the separate Division I and Division II honors, the boys from Stowe High School skied as if only one title was at stake, amazingly clinching first place among all skiers at both locations in the individual and relay races, a truly unusual feat of athletic prowess and skill. And whereas in the Division II overall boys scoring, reflecting that in Nordic skiing, the lower score represents the superior performance, Stowe's 71 points far outdistanced second place People's Academy, which tailed 145 points. And whereas the deservedly proud Stowe boys Nordic skiers were Heath Colbert-Lowry, Nico Delena, Chris Grupp, Hockley Mitchell, Dean Roy, Travis Roy, James Rosendahl, Paul Slazar, Henry Sterner, Soren Wilkins, and Charles Zimmerman. And whereas the first-year head coach, Ethan Self, began his new role in grand style and with great promise for the future. And whereas as an added bonus for 4 of the Stowe boys was their selection as members of the Vermont team at the 2026 NENSA Eastern High School Championships, skied at Gore Mountain Nordic Center in North Creek, New York. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives that the General Assembly congratulates the 2026 Stowe High School Division II Championship Boys Nordic Ski Team. And be it further resolved that the Secretary of State be directed to send a copy of this resolution to Stowe High School.
Are there any announcements? Member from Stowe?
Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, a month ago, this body welcomed a whole phalanx of Olympic champions, past and present, Olympic medalists and athletes. And one thing we did was celebrate Vermont's outsized impact on the highest of global stages. Well, today, Madam Speaker, we're here to see what is some of the result of that sort of incubator. We had Bill Koch here, we had Bob Gray here, we had Ben Ogden here, and one mentored the other for now 3 generations. So with us today are the Stowe Boys High School state champions. And they didn't just happen on their own in a vacuum. They are a result of the Bill Koch Youth Leagues and local mentorship, which takes place from Prospect Mountain in the southern Green Mountains right up to the NEK to Jay, Vermont, where Jack Young is now on the Olympic team. So it's particularly exciting to me to welcome the Stowe Boys Nordic team. When I went to Stowe High School to visit with the director of student activities and meet the head coach, Ethan Self, we just had a conversation. What struck me is there was zero emphasis on who was the top skier, who were the top 3 skiers. They related as a team. They each mentored each other. There was no hierarchy. It was a 100% value of total team performance. And as you can see, this emphasis both was enlightening and also successful. So, Madam Speaker, The athletes, the coach, and representatives from Stowe High School are with us today, and I'd like to acknowledge the head coach, his first year as head coach. He was not even a cross-country skier. He was a runner, but he took on this team, and in his first year had incredible success. And his name is Ethan Self, also the director of activities who mentored and supported the program. From Stowe High School is Tim Albertson, and Stowe High School principal David Greenfield is also seated with the Stowe High School Nordic team in a balcony. And Madam Speaker, if you would please welcome them all to the People's House. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Will the guest of the member from Stowe please rise to be recognized? Are there any announcements? Member from Cavendish.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We just heard a resolution honoring Brody Allen for his accomplishments, small bore rifleman. What impressed me about him, he started this journey at 10 years old, continuing through COVID till he was 17. The dedication that it takes for a 10-year-old to decide he's going to do this and accomplish this goal and continue on through his teen years. To be able to do this shows immense dedication, planning, and is encouraging that you can set a goal, regardless of your age, and see it through. That dedication, that ability to focus will serve him well the rest of his life. Today he is here as my guest, accompanied by his mother Kate, his father Kurt, and I wish you'd help me welcome him to the People's House.
Will the guest of the member from Cavendish please rise to be recognized? Member from Bradford.
Madam Speaker, each year in Vermont, we look for the small signals that winter is finally loosening its grip. The daffodils push through, the light lingers a little longer in the evening, and right on cue, another unmistakable sign arrives in Montpelier, the return of the beer guys. Jason Daly, John Dewey, and Bruce Whistler first crossed paths with members of this body back in 2016, and what began as a shared appreciation for Vermont's craft beer quickly grew into something more enduring. Over the years, their annual visit has become a tradition, one that has outlasted election cycles, committee reshuffles, and the natural comings and goings of this institution. Like any good Vermont tradition, it has been passed along, creating new friendships while honoring the old. But their visit is about more than beer. At a time of year when we may be feeling the long stretch of the session, when the work is heavy, the days are full, and patience can wear thin, the beer guys arrive with a kind of joyful clarity. They remind us simply how they see this place, just how special Vermont is. Their enthusiasm for our communities, our craftsmanship, and yes, our breweries, offers a welcome perspective that the work we do here matters and that it is worth doing well. They are, in their own way, ambassadors, not just of beer, but of appreciation. So today, we welcome Jason, John, and Bruce back to the State House on their 10th anniversary with us. We thank them for their continued friendship, their tradition of visiting, and the spirit they bring with them each spring. Can you please help me welcome them back to Vermont?
Will the guest of the member from Bradford please rise to be recognized? Are there any announcements? Member from Burlington.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This biennium, Margot Pachenik has served as an intern for myself and the House Progressive Caucus, dedicating more than 400 hours over 2 semesters. During that time, they have been a consistent and thoughtful presence in the State House, contributing research and writing behind the scenes while also sitting in on committees and closely following the legislative process. Aligning with their post-grad interests, Margot has been our eyes and ears in House Judiciary and Government Operations Committees. In just a few weeks, Margot will graduate from the University of Vermont with a degree in psychological science and a minor in law and society. During their time at UVM, they have been actively involved in several extracurricular activities, including Women in Law and the Psychology Club, and have also served as a teaching assistant, most recently for the Legislative Internship Program. They've consistently supported their peers and shown a strong commitment to learning and mentorship, qualities that will serve them well. After a gap year, Margot intends to pursue a law degree with a strong interest in prosecution and constitutional law. As today is their final day with us on the House floor, I'd like to invite the body to join me in thanking them for their hard work and in wishing them the very best in whatever comes next. We're grateful for your time here.
Will the guest of the member from Burlington please rise to be recognized? Member from Heinsberg.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My son lived many years in San Francisco, and he was proud of Vermont. You know, he'd wear his Catamount hockey jersey, and people would come up and engage with him about Vermont, and they would bring up things like maple syrup or Ben & Jerry's or Bernie Sanders. And Esther told me many times what he would bring up are different things. Particularly, he would bring up what he thought defined Vermont experience the most, and that's green up. So he would explain that everyone, families, children, workplaces, schools, they all work together to pick up litter. And it made their towns more beautiful. And when he said everyone, he means everyone. Even VTrans, our Department for Transportation, they green up every mile of state road and highway. So Vermont has 56 years of demonstrating their love of community. In 2025, 25,000 volunteers picked up over 400 tons of trash, one piece at a time. So I know each of you, each district that you represent, there are people going to be out there greening up. So I encourage you to get out and green up, acknowledge and thank your neighbors for doing the same. And it is one more way of making our neighborhoods and roadways cleaner, and it's a real celebration of what makes Vermont, Vermont.
Are there any announcements? Member from Derby.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's with great pleasure to inform the body on this day, 26 years ago, there was a little spark of light born into rural Vermont. Can we all give the member from Cambridge a warm birthday welcome?
Happy birthday, member. Are there any announcements? Member from Woodstock.
Madam Speaker, it would be remiss if I did not recognize Brody Allen's extended family. Esther and Bob Allen from Reading are pillars of the community in Reading, and I want to thank them for their guidance and leadership and warmth that they've given me and the entire community of Reading over the time that I've known them. They are in the balcony.
Will the guest of the member from Woodstock please rise to be recognized? Are there any other announcements? Member from Morristown.
I was going to wait till after, but I just want to do it now really quickly. Madam Speaker, if I just wanted to invite the body to come here in this chamber on Tuesday, May 5th at 4 p.m. for a very historic moment here in the State House. We will be unveiling the portrait of former Representative Lavinia Dorsey Bright, who was the first woman of color to serve in the Vermont legislature. There will be a reception after in the Cedar Creek room from 5 to 6, and I hope everyone can join us.
Are there any other announcements? Seeing none, orders of the day. We have one bill on our action calendar today. Senate Bill 327 is an act relating to economic development. Please listen to the third reading of the bill.
S327, an act relating to economic development.
The question is, shall the bill pass in concurrence with proposal of amendment? Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it, the ayes do have it, and you have passed the bill in concurrence with proposal of amendment. Members, that completes the orders of the day. Are there any announcements? Seeing none, member from Poultney, can you please offer us a motion to adjourn until Tuesday, May 5th, 2026 at 10 a.m.?
Madam Speaker, I make a motion this body stand in adjournment until Tuesday, May 5th, 2026 at 10 a.m.
The member from Poultney moves that we adjourn until Tuesday, May 5th, 2026 at 10 a.m. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it, the ayes do have it, and this body stands in adjournment until next Tuesday at